parenting,
Hoes,
drugs,
bitches,
father figures,
bitch niggas,
mentors,
alcoholics,
people that you need in your goddamn life,
crackheads,
entrepreneur,
new crackheads,
successful business people.
ugly children. Welcome to NTS, which stands for niggas talking shit.
What up, everybody? Big Hurt 916
Jeff Brown,
NTS.
you already know.
You already know, man.
Bruh, today, white privilege, black excuses.
Oh shit! That's about to get hot up
We
in
got
here.
to get into it.
Yeah, man. You know, I hear a lot of young and old, black men still trying to justify certain things about their current predicament and why they haven't been able to accomplish certain things, or their insecurities coming out because they feel some kind of way. And the easiest thing to do is to divert that to the white man.
Sure.
And dude, I've spent over 10 years of my life in prison. Juvenile hall, 6 months.
As a kid, yeah.
California Youth Authority, 2 years, 8 months. Federal Penitentiary, 8 years, 8 months. I've been, had to squat and cough, had to bend over, had to stand up for count, had to shower in front of men, been, chain gang, the whole nine. But nothing in my mind made me say that I couldn't make it happen, or I had to blame the white man for my being incarcerated. I mean, there were choices I made. Those choices led to certain predicaments, and I had to deal with them. And at the end of the day, I still said, I'm gonna get out of prison and be a multi-millionaire, billionaire. And I'm on my path, and I don't blame the white man for anything that's happened in my life. I'm healthy. I have the ability to think. I have the ability to rationalize, and I've networked with numerous people that aren't necessarily the same hue as me.
Right.
And to be honest with you, a lot of the hate and anger and jealousy I got was from people that actually look like me.
Wow.
So I've never put limitations or blamed, and I didn't grow up like that. My grandpa grew up in the South. He experienced racism, and he never instilled that in me, that you can't do it because you're black, or, the black man, we're never gonna. Why would I say that? Why would I even entertain that? It's almost a trick. If you believe in that, I've already won. Because now they got you living over somewhere and feeling some kind of way.
Accepting whatever.
You're accepting whatever. You're not going to even try because you're already defeated. And so I can't side with that argument. And I've seen guys who are professionals who have had all the opportunities. And when, at the end of the game, they feel like, oh man, they should have did this and did that. Well, you had all this time to do that, and you still do. So what's your excuse? Why are you sitting here blaming this dude? You don't even know that dude, and you're blaming him.
Well, let's explore the difference between an excuse and an explanation. Okay? I like to say I can explain a lot more than I can excuse. An explanation, rather, is a breakdown of the series of events that led to a particular thing. An excuse is a breakdown of a series of events of a particular thing and why it's okay that that happened, or why it is acceptable that this particular thing went down. That is an excuse. To say, and I'll never say this, that racism doesn't exist. I'll never say that shit is unfair. I'll never say.
But Jeff, it's unfair everywhere.
I'll
It's
never
unfair
say
everywhere.
what those are for me are not excuses. Those are explanations that become factors. That's a factor. I have to factor in. The black man got to be twice as good to go half as far. Well, good news. I'm already twice as good.
Yeah.
So, am I going to fold my arms and stomp my feet because the white man's track is sponsored by Nike?
Yeah.
He got the best trainers in the world. And on my track, it's broken glass. The pavement's fucked up. Sometimes I'm running barefoot. And oh yeah, the race goes like this. On the mark, get set, the white boy take off. Oh yeah, bang, go. And now it's my turn. Absolutely, all of that shit is true. It's just not an excuse or a reason for me to aim that shit at my shortcomings. I can't do that. And I see so many black people. And this ain't to say that whitey ain't shit. Whitey ain't shit. Now, we can break down.
Well, hold on. Well, niggas ain't shit.
There's some niggas that
So,
ain't
I
shit,
mean, it's
but
the same-
niggas ain't in charge. No, niggas
they're-
ain't in charge. Niggas didn't make Jim Crow.
They didn't make none of that. They didn't make none of that. But what I'm saying is, for us to constantly feed into it and think that we need so-called whitey to help us get to where we need to go, that's a fallacy.
Sure.
Because if I tricked you into believing that, see, you don't understand. Like at the same time, that's empowering for them. That's the mind manipulation. Once you bought into that, you've actually put yourself in a position where now the control is there, and you don't even know you're giving it to us. We're consenting to that.
I see. Now that's the part I don't necessarily buy. Because for me, in order to move forward tactically, I have to have all the facts.
Well, we haven't been given all the facts. One thing that's been a perpetuation of lies is to say that everybody came over here in a goddamn slave ship.
No,
You had dark blacks over here already, Native Americans living here, and not everybody was in slavery. People up in New York, Upper East Coast, were already here, black, living, functioning.
they're called sovereign.
They were
exactly. Already, okay.
Not everybody was a goddamn slave. So for some people to say, "Oh man, not everybody was a slave."
No. Well, as a matter of fact, the Native American is not.
That's Hollywood. That's Hollywood.
That's Hollywood. If you want to know who was here first, read a book called "They Came Before Columbus" by Ivan Van Sertima. Now let's get this bullshit about slavery out of the way. Do you know, and dear black women who talk shit about dudes who like Brazilian women, South America is where most of the black people who were captive as slaves were taken. Because they didn't, a lot of them boats didn't even fucking make it here.
No, the way the current was, they couldn't break
They
that.
couldn't
so
navigate that.
They end up going down south.
Yes.
So that's a fallacy that the ships came straight across.
Yes.
There was you had no power ships steaming at that time to get across and cut the
current was
current.
too rough.
Man.
So, two, why go back and get more slaves when I can make the ones I got fucking make me some more like puppies? Why do that? It just doesn't add up.
That's a lot of bullshit they've
It's
been
a
feeding you
lot
guys.
of
A lot
bullshit.
of bullshit.
Now,
man.
Jim Crow is not bullshit. What happened to Tulsa is not bullshit. 4 centuries of brainwashing of people and keeping them away from their heritage is not bullshit. But the thing is, you're at the end of that 400 years. This is not 100 years into it. This is not 150 years into it. This is hundreds of years after it. And I am not saying that slavery and the slavery mindset and the mindset of an oppressed people is not a factor. It is a factor. It's just not a fucking excuse.
No.
It's not a fucking excuse. Yes, it exists. Yes, when I walk in a room and I'm dealing with white people, I am aware of their subconscious programming with regard to me. But that's not going to make me stay in the car.
Just like they're aware of the fact that we have been depicted a certain way and we look at them a certain way. And so at the same time, you have to play 2-3 steps ahead
Exactly.
and understand that.
Factor. I'm going to factor that in. I'm not going to not play. I'm not going to sit here and blame the white man when I don't get what I want. I'm not going to go, okay, well, sure, there are a bunch of white dudes that have been Peter principled all the way up. Peter principle. This is where just because you're a white guy, you get promoted up and up and up and up. And individuals under you are more qualified, more educated. But just because you're Caucasian, you get the gig. Does that mean I'm going to stay at home and stomp my feet and roll my eyes and cross my arms like somebody stole my fucking
And reality
bike?
check for some of you guys, you wouldn't have got picked last in a kickball game. Some of you guys is just not cut like that.
Yeah.
So you're selling yourself a false reality, then make an excuse to justify why you're mad. But if you actually applied yourself, I'm telling you, man, it's like once you understand, and this goes back to what he says. It's a fact, but it's not an excuse. Is that if you really knew your true potential and what you were capable of, see, that's the greatest trick you ever played, is to think you have no potential, or to think that what you're doing is your norm. Once you understand, and let me tell you why. I met a brother when I was in CYA, came from a pretty privileged background, and very athletic, played basketball with Jason Kidd. He used to be balling up in there. And he was in there because he, did something stupid. I can't remember his charge, but really stupid, man. And ended up getting caught up, and went to jail with us. But his dad would come visit him, brother, from the Bay Area, come visit him in a Testarossa. Brother looked like, he reminded me of like, Bill Cosby type of cat. Brother, nice. Always fitted. Had a Ferrari. I think he had a Benz. Had
Shit,
a BMW.
always together.
He used to send, his son used to get all kind of stuff, and they used to tell him, the counselors in there, cause we were at fire camp in YA, I got to go from YA to fire camp, and they would be like, man, you got to quit giving your kid all this stuff, man, because he's not, it's like he's up in here, and this is like nothing to him, because we can get packages and all that stuff. But I remember this guy introduced me to Spook, who sat behind the door. He introduced me to like a lot of African books, because I never had any exposure to any of this, because nobody in my family taught me about any of this.
The baller?
Yeah, the baller kid, his dad. And they used to have visits, and so I didn't really have as many visits, but when he had a visit, he'd invite me out there, and I'd sit down with him, but he had the Rob report in DuPont, and his pops is in the real estate and big business, and just really I felt like a sense of like black pride.
Right.
Because this is a brother, and he was balling. You know what I mean? And and I didn't really grasp it fully at 18, 19, but later on, after I thought about it and like how I started looking at myself, he had a very high sense of confidence, and his kid, he instilled that in him. But this was a guy who was dealing in, white America, corporate, and he was successful.
Right.
He didn't sit there and make it. He was making like, I want to say 6 figures a month, balling. But his kid was in jail with us. But, me and his kind of hit it off. But that's what I'm saying as far as what you think is your norm and how you look at yourself. I can sit here and complain, or you can play the game but play it smarter than them.
How did Madam C.J. Walker become a millionaire in the hundreds of years ago that she did? The richest human being in human history is an African man by the name of Mansa Musa. Make Bill Gates look like he broke. It's time out. It's time out, people. Because what's going to happen is the people you are around like that, and this is, I'm paraphrasing from 50 Cent, and I kind of made it my own.
Oh, yeah, remember that song?
Yes. 50 Cent says, you will only be as successful as the number of people you hang around talking to that can't do nothing for you. I say your success is inversely proportional to the number of people you talk to and spend time with that can do nothing for you and are doing nothing for themselves. If you spending time around people who are telling you that they are not where they want to be because of racism and whitey ain't shit. And telling you that they are not where they want to be because of classism, because of any ism. This is not to say that those things need to change. This is to say that you don't need to starve until they do.
Well, it's like telling you you're going to tell the devil to take a bath.
Wow.
Hey, go get devil, take a bath. Help me out, brother.
Right.
Come on, man. You know, you have to get it done. You have to, like you said, change your focus. Remember Reginald White? You read his book, Why Should White Guys Have All the Fun?
No.
Reginald White was a guy who had Jet Magazine, Ebony Magazine. He was a publisher mogul, worth hundreds of millions. You know, I read about him in jail too, you know, about his success. And he said when he used to go buy buildings, and he would buy from certain people, and he would act like he was there with the guy. He had a Jewish attorney, lawyer, who'd go and, oh yeah, I'm interested. And he kind of walk with him, act like he was a chauffeur. And he would be buying the buildings for him and acquiring. And they're like, you know, at the end of the day, because they didn't want to sell to him, but they would sell to this guy. So I say that to say that, you know, if you know how the game is being ran, and you talked about it earlier about in chess, the white piece moved first, you move the piece, and you know it's how the game is played, so you move the pieces accordingly, you can still get to the end of the game.
Sure.
You can still be victorious. He came to work one time, he said, in the Ferrari, and everybody was looking out the window, whose car is, oh man, blah, blah, blah. They had no idea that he was even worth $100 million.
Okay. Here's the chess analogy. White, when you play chess, always goes first. The rook does not move like a knight, does not move like a bishop, does not move like a pawn, which does not move like the queen. The right-hand square always goes, the white square always goes in the right-hand corner. If I'm going to play chess, those are the rules. Now, I can adapt to them, or I can fucking play backgammon. But I have to understand that as I play this game, and I got the black pieces, and my queen has been taken from me already. I'm starting the game with no queen. I'm starting the game missing 2 pawns. And I got to play against somebody who gets to move first because they white and they got all their shit. You know what that means? I have less latitude to fuck up.
Less chance for mistakes.
Less chance, that's it. I don't get a chance to overshare with you. As we produce shit and go pitch it, we're not playing around. Because we already know we can't walk into an office with an idea on the back of a napkin and 50 people go to work. We don't make those mistakes. We run our shit watertight like a frog's ass because you have to. Now, because you have to do these things, if that keeps you out of the game, then you was too weak for the game. You need to be honest about that.
That's right.
You got to be honest with yourself about the fact that you are too weak for the damn game. You got to come out the gate and be real.
The game ain't made for you.
That the game, right? This
Just
game ain't made for you.
9 to 5.
Right. Or, ooh, I love that. The game wasn't made for you in the first place. Here's where your weakness is. That you can't play a game that wasn't made for you. Game got to be made for you. There is a game that's made for you. It's called the Federal Penitentiary. There is a game that's made for you. It's called Abject Poverty. And you're playing the fuck out of that game, huh? You think you want to play another game? Don't you think you need to start, in order for, put it all on the white man to float, there would have to be no poor white people and no rich black people. That's the only way that works. And there are situations like that around the world. You can go to places where it is exactly that. It's not that here. And again, Leah, let me break down the gradations of whitey. Let me do that real quick. Okay? We all know. This is so you understand where I'm at. We all know that all white people aren't the same. Just like all black people aren't the same. All human beings aren't the same.
Not everybody white got a bunch of money.
Exactly. Oh, wow. Let's start with the gradations. Let's start at the top. Friends and family. Everybody watching this either got somebody or know somebody that got somebody that's white in their circle or in their family that they know which way this white dude gonna be shooting when shit start. He live and die for you. This person live and die for you. Their family. That's one. Tier 2. Wow. This is some bullshit that has been done to black people. It's bad, I'm sorry, and how can I help? Tier 3. Damn. That's horrible what happened to black people. And I hope it never happens again. Pass the potatoes. Tier 4. Well, that shit happened 400 years ago. We've given you every fucking opportunity. What else do you need? And here's whitey. Redlining, gentrification, Flint water, COINTELPRO, crack, all that. That's racism. This other shit is bigotry. Most of you don't know racists. Most white people do not have the power to be racist. What they are is active bigots. They're active bigots. The police are not racist. They're active bigots. They are the teeth of the dog that attacks you. They're not the master. The power elite don't like the police no more than you.
No.
But you got to get that all lined up as pieces of this game if you're going to play it effectively. Prime example. On my way to this shoot, I was pulled over for, long story short, no real reason because of the way the streets were cut off. The U-turn I made as number 8 in a line of maybe 12 or 13 cars. The cop pulled me over. This was not the time to fail the attitude test. It's 13 cars. You gonna pull my car over? No. Driver's license and registration. Proof of insurance. Little safety tip. Take your driver's license out of your wallet. Beseech your state for an ID. Put your ID in your wallet. Put your driver's license, your registration, and your proof of financial responsibility in one place on your visor. It's right there. So that no mistakes can be made because you are factoring in the bullshit of the police, which is what I do. I factor it in. Am I going to not leave my house because racist cops exist? Am I going to not move or go somewhere because bigotry and racism exists?
No. You can't let somebody else's opinion dictate your life.
You can't live your life like that.
Yeah, you can't. You'll never grow or have a fruitful life if everything you do, you base off whether or not this person is going to allow you to do it, whether or not this person is going to change their attitude. I had a discussion with a gentleman, a black gentleman, not too long ago, and he was talking about until they start balancing out, and we have so many women, so many blacks, and it should be all equal numbers across the board, and there's a lot of people who want to do the job. I said, to be honest with you, some people probably don't want to do the job, and some people would take the job just because they thought they can get in there and still not do nothing. So not everybody wants to apply themselves, and not to say that, it does take a few people here and there to create some type of balance of power, but at the end of the day, I'm going to walk right around you and I'm going to smash. See, I'm the type of nigga that I don't wait for you to give me shit.
Right.
I got out here, and if I waited for the white guy over at Target to give me a job or get hired at Walmart or say,
come on,
hey,
bruh.
man, you know, I'm a hard worker and begging. I don't beg for shit. I ain't begged a motherfucker for anything since I've been home. So a motherfucker who had a career working in the military, doing this and that, you're still complaining? Nigga, what you complaining about? You sorry, motherfucker. You are sorry. You're pathetic. You're begging and crying, and here I am. I ain't asked for shit. And I don't have no pension. I don't have a fucking retirement. Not unless I make one in cryptocurrency or through my stock investments. Okay. So what are you crying about? It's like, come on, man. Go out here and smash. I realize I'm King motherfucking Kong, a motherfucking black silverback. So I carry myself as a silverback.
Come on.
And I take what I want in the jungle.
The silver. You ever see the silverback on? Excuse me, I got to go through the jungle right here. Excuse
Come on, man.
me.
Pathetic, man. These niggas, some of them pathetic.
Yeah.
Crybabies, man. No excuse. And you're sitting around, pot belly, sipping on soda pop, talking about this and that, and you blow it out. You let yourself get blowed out. You had all these opportunities, and now you're mad because this youngster with a gold chain, this and that, got a cannabis dispensary, and he's a millionaire, and you mad, and you said, oh, the white man. With this motherfucker ain't saying nothing about the white man. He balling. He got cannabis, he got edibles.
You know why?
He's got this going on.
Because he know white folks smoke weed too.
Exactly. So some of y'all need to shut up, man.
Your blowed out ass. If you're in front of the liquor store with house shoes on, it ain't the white man's fault. If you walking around sagging, okay, yeah, let me go and get that out. Nobody wants to see your fucking drawers. Can I just, I know that's off topic.
Oh, even the guy who has his pants pulled up way up here, who's mad because these youngsters got more money than him.
Got more bread.
You can't be mad, man, because
because you fucked off your prime time.
And your little pension only gets you enough to maybe take a vacation 2 weeks out the year, and the youngster's got a brand new Rolls Royce.
No.
Go holler at him. Humble yourself. Holler at the youngster and say, hey, man, as an OG, I'm trying, man, can I get some game from you? Humble yourself, man. Put aside your pride because you're old, you got a gray beard, you think you have wisdom. You don't have all the wisdom, motherfucker, because you're apparently in your feelings.
Right.
Ask the youngster, hey, young man, how'd you get it? How'd you get it, man? And ain't nothing wrong with asking them.
Okay, let me get the Bible bumpers. Let me get the Holder the Boko Shaws out there. Do you know that God loves you so much that he'll let you die broke? God will change everything about a man but his will. God ain't gonna change your will. You can cover your bullshit in the blood of Jesus. You can cover that, oh, Jesus going, okay. Well, you and Jesus gonna be broke together. There is a way to grind, hustle, and find. And most cats I know with, yes, excuses and results cannot possibly occupy the same space. They can't. You can have excuses or you can have results. Pick. No one gives a fuck. Look closely. I was born poor. No one gives a fuck. My mama didn't care about me. No one gives a fuck. My daddy was on crack. Left. No one gives a fuck.
Nobody gives a fuck?
No one gives a fuck about your story except maybe the players involved or someone else who's going to enable you. No one else gives a fuck. This is part of, I have talked, at this point, I'm proud of this number. I have talked 9 people out of killing themselves. And the first 5 went a little different than the last 4. These were people I knew. For some reason, and I always know it, dude, because you know I go to bed late. When the phone ring after I go to bed, this is not a good phone call. And I've started to tell them, hey man, if you take your life, let me tell you what's going to happen. Depending upon where you do it, somebody who loves you is going to have to find you. Somebody going to have to clean this mess up. Somebody going to have to notify everybody. We're all going to be sad. Some of us sadder than others. We're all going to wear black. We're all going to come to a church where you're laying in a box, if that's your wishes, because most unprepared niggas don't cremate themselves. Your family to pass the hat to make a funeral for you. We're all going to go there. We're all going to be sad. We're all going to leave. Somebody's going to fuck in the bathroom while we're eating soul food. We're going to go home and move the fuck on. That's what has happened to every human being that has ever died. The people alive move the fuck on. And you have just used a permanent solution for a temporary problem.
Mm-hmm. Leaving by your kids. Your
Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody. Name somebody that Jesus loves you, but he don't give a fuck about you being broke. He don't give a fuck. Mm-mm. Look at how many people. What's today? Today's Sunday. It's a bunch of people going out to church that love God. He loved them right back. And they gonna die without shit.
Like you said, we all got the same 24 hours in a day.
Same 24.
Some of y'all sleep till 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I mean, you know, one thing I respect about the military is, like they say, what's the saying? They used to say we get more done.
The Army, we get more done before breakfast than most of you do all day.
And that's right. So, I mean, they've proven it, where if you wake up 2-3 hours early a day, think about how much more time you have to be productive throughout your course of your life, and what you can get done that the next man can't get done.
Well, that depends. That depends. That depends on how you aim the clock. That depends upon, okay.
No, I'm not saying if you're doing it on the back end or on the front end, it doesn't matter. I'm just saying how you're doing it.
What you're saying, yes. Here's what I'm hearing. It is that it is not possible. It's not that it's impossible to get shit done without getting up early. But if you can't get up early, more than likely the discipline that takes to do that is missing. And it'll be missing late at night. So you just a motherfucker that's up. Now that's different.
Yeah, and it goes back to, it's no different than if you can't make your bed.
Right.
You're not gonna like keep a house clean. No, there's a little things that are signs of success. Mm-hmm. Somebody who's very successful, who's making a lot, their house they should
immaculate.
Car clean, clothes pressed, bed. You don't. That's just it's a certain mind state.
It's an excellence walk.
Exactly. You're not gonna be, Kool-Aid stained shirt, McDonald's packages, shit in your back seat. You go to your house, refrigerator's filthy, got old milk and shit. Bed is filthy, bathroom dirty with trash overflowing. People don't live like that who got success.
They can't.
It doesn't happen.
They can't.
Your space, your aura, your energy, it all coincides.
And
proven fact.
Yeah.
It's energy. It can't exist like that.
Well, not only can you not, here's the danger of clutter. Okay, let's deal with let's deal with the words junk and clutter and trash. Clutter has a place. Yes, clutter has a place and a purpose, and it is in neither. That's clutter. That's water bottles, shoes. It's got a place and a purpose. My shoes have a place and a purpose. But if I'm not using them in their purpose, and if they are not in their proper place, they are clutter. If I have something that has a place but no purpose, that old car, that bullshit you don't use because it don't work, that's junk.
Yeah.
If you have something that has no place, no purpose, and no function, that's trash. Something with no place, no purpose, and no function in your circle is fucking trash. And that goes for human beings as well. You throw that shit out, because here's what happens with clutter. The human brain is a computer, and when it walks into a room, what's running in your subconscious is everything in that room. That blue hat, that white jar, that plant, those blue shoes, that white shoe, that pink, that pink candle. All these things are being recorded in your subconscious. And you know why you can't think straight? Because your subconscious is recording all this fucking clutter. God damn it, it's junky in here. I can't think straight. That's because you need to get up in here and clean some of this fucking junk, clutter, and trash out. And figure out, you want a blessing? Go through your house and figure out how much clutter you got, how much junk you got, and how much trash you got. And set that shit up the way it's supposed to. Mm-hmm. I dare you. I dare you to unclutter your life. I dare you to have the balls to start looking at shit and going, you know what, I haven't opened this box in 2 years. I'm not going to now. It's trash. I dare you to do that. You start doing shit like that and watch your life start to elevate. Watch the energy start to attract the right people to you, the right people for you, the right situations for you. You can't focus on those situations because you're around other motherfuckers who think like you think right now.
Yeah.
So what are y'all going to make but a bigger mess?
And that ain't got nothing to do with the white man.
NTS.
Hey, you already know.
You already know.